Hey guys, DMS here. Today I'm going to be wiring up these big mica towers. You may have seen these. These are 16 of the micas that everybody seems to love, and I figured why not take a ton of them and wire them all together just to see how it turns out. Now, I didn't take the time to build my own crossover. I just don't have enough time for it prepping for RMAF, so I bought a crossover on Amazon. This is a 3-way crossover, and I've pulled some of the speakers out of a pair of the micas just so we can find out what their impedance load is and figure out how we want to wire this, because I don't want the load on this amplifier to go under 4 ohms, but I really don't want it to go over maybe 10 or 12 either. So let's get started. Okay, 16 ohms out of that, and 16 out of this. So we have 8 tweeters and 8 woofers. And we want to divide this up 3 ways. So for sure, all of these tweeters are going to be used for treble. So I'm going to wire these up 4 sets up to 32 by doing them in series. And then those 2 sets paralleled down to 16, and then that series up to 32. So we should come out with a 32 ohm load on this one. And that will go to our crossover for our tweeters. Now these I'm gonna divide up right here. So we'll have 6 for either mid-range or woofer and then 2 for the other one. Let's do 3 sets here in parallel down to 8 ohms. And then series those up to 24. And then this last set of 16, I'm just going to series up to 32. So that will go to our crossover. And we could do these as the mids and lows, but interchange them if one is not loud enough. We can kind of use that to tune it just a hair, but we'll see how that turns out. That should make the total load on this around 9.6 ohms, roughly. So, let's make this happen. Gonna blow up my amplifier? Hopefully not. Let's do it. Now I gotta take all of the drivers out of all of these speakers. I'm just gonna get all these screws out first, and then we can pull them out from there. Put them somewhere safe. So we're gonna have to go through here one at a time and run fresh wires out. Because we're bypassing the crossovers built in, but I don't want to sacrifice the seal of the speaker, which I mean, I guess we're gonna have to reseal this, but that's fine. But I don't want to have to like run a hole or anything out to run our new wires out. So what I think I'm gonna do is run 2 separate sets of wires out of each speaker, and I'm gonna run it just right out the port. I think that'll be fine. We can live with it. It's not perfect, but it is a solution. Someone somewhere is gonna complain about this. And to that person, I say, I don't care, because I'm building a tower out of 16 micas and you're not. If you think it should be done differently, then do it differently. That being said, there will be future revisions of this. I'm gonna make changes to it and improve it in the future. This is just the initial run that I'm trying to get built in time for Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. This is really getting to be a lot of screws. Wish I had a drill that could do this. So what we're doing now is I am going to put in fresh wires here. I'm not going to use these plugs because this is running through the crossovers built into the speaker. Instead, I'm just going to run the wire right out the port. I already said that, but you heard it again. So I think I'll give every speaker, I don't know, that's probably good enough length right there, don't you think? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just get it like that. That'll be fine. I'm going to measure out 8 of these. Oh, no, wait, I need 16 per side, because after we finish these, we still have to do the other tower. I completely forgot that we have to do this twice. This is going to be a lot of work. Maybe we should just show one tower in the video and then just do the other one afterwards, because it's taking twice as long because we have to film it. That's another thing, guys. It takes us twice as long when we have to film this stuff. That's why I have help.
I honestly forgot there was a second tower.
There is a second, yeah, I know. That's gonna be fun. Really makes me wish we had that drill. Yo! I'm only bleeding a little bit, it's fine. Just add a little bit of blood to the towers. Gives them some flavor. Now, there's for woofers. Tape. 8. Okay, there we go. 16, just enough for this side. Okay, I got all of these wires stripped and ready to go. I put one together, so I have my tweeter running out here and my woofer running out here. You can see that? They're just both coming out the port. And now I need to do that to the rest of these. So I'm just gonna grab one, grab a wire, and start putting them together. Oh, the joys of this. You know, what's funny is I was thinking about this project. I didn't think about how time consuming it would be to actually do this. Like at all. But it hasn't been a bad experience. I feel like when it's done, as long as it doesn't just explode, I'll be really satisfied with it. That's always a possibility though. It's so weird to get this at just like the right angle to put this on here. High quality electrical tape over here. There actually is a variance in quality of electrical tape. Really good electrical tape kind of stretches and is a lot more malleable. I hate that electrical tape that's like super like hard and doesn't bend well. That stuff that kind of stretches, you kind of stretch it as you're wrapping it around your wire and it just sticks to it a lot better and conforms to the shape of it. I like that electrical tape a lot more. That is the electrical tape I'm using. Though I don't know the names that categorize the different types of electrical tape, but I know it when I see it. What a weird project this has been. Just across the board so far. Okay, there's one right there. Now I gotta feed this through and screw it in. Oh, come on. Come on, there you go. Okay, got that. Now, let's grab some screws and put this back in here. And then we get our tweeter. And then I've done one. I can get this one, that'll be the second one. Then I just gotta do 6 more on this tower. And then I just have to do another tower. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My camera operating associate. My camera operating associate who doesn't speak English and only communicates in yeah. Let's see if I wound this tight enough to fit through this gap. I did. All right, there's one. Now let's get one more on here. All right, there's another one. So let's get this all lined up as good as we can. And drop that right on through there. Oh, wait, nope, can't do that yet. Before I do that, I don't want to forget which one my woofer is. So I'm gonna mark my woofer. There we go. So I know which one my woofer is. Now I can drop this through. Geez, that would have been bad. Okay. So there's one there and one there. So now I just got to do that to the rest of these. I'm gonna do that and then we'll come back. So I got all these done. Every speaker has these wires coming out the back. I tested all of them, make sure they all work. Now I'm gonna use blue tack to start adhering them together. I'm putting the little feet on the back end. That way as these go up, they'll slowly curve. But I'm gonna stack them all up and then I'm going to wire these all into the crossover and hopefully it'll work out. Let's give it a shot. I don't know if I said this, I'm using blue tack to adhere these together because blue tack is what I used before and it was pretty effective. And blue tack is just kind of great all around. Yeah, I could screw these together. I might in a later revision, but I feel like from now blue tack is gonna work just fine. I'm just testing them all out. That's just about there. We got one more to put on top and then we can wire all these together. Then I only have to do one more of these towers. Okay, that's one mica tower. Let's look at our wiring diagram. Okay, this is gonna be fun. So this and this need to be series. Those need to be series like that. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be something. I guess I'll just start twisting wires how they're supposed to be twisted, and then we'll go back and make it look pretty. So negative and positive. So for our top 4 tweeters, these are going to be the 2 leads we're going to use. Holy hell, this is getting complicated. Okay. This is kind of chaos. Oh, I put that on the wrong thing. I can already tell this is going to be fun. 32 and 32. Back down to 16 right here. So this is a 16 ohm load. We're going to make this into a 32 ohm load. The one on the top I'm using this. So there's another 32, and this will be another 32. How does one find the end of the reel of electrical tape? There it is. Always basically impossible. If you've ever worked with electrical tape, you know this. The reel just disappears and you can never find the end of it. Now, I'm doing it in a very non-permanent way like this, basically because I don't know if I'm going to need to change the way this is wired, so this is an easy way to just take apart and wire differently. So, yes, it could be neater, it could be nicer, but in case I mess something up and need to change it, because I am very human, this will let me do that. Okay, and now I need to run the top and the bottom sets in parallel. Not in parallel, in series. So these need to be twisted together. This and this will be my positive and negative for my tweeters. Okay, we got that. Now, I'm just going to get a wire about that long, that should be fine. You know, I never said I was going to make it pretty. And in hindsight, I'm very glad I didn't say I was going to make it pretty. This goes into my crossover. So let's go on and put that in. All right, tweeter is on the crossover. Oh my gosh, that's just the tweeters. Now we have to get the rest of this crap. So I want to do the middle. I'm going to do the middle 2 as our 2 that are going to be separate. That way we can interchange them as mids or woofers if we need to. Okay, got that. Now mid-range, how are we going to do this? 3 sets of 8. Parallel, parallel, parallel. And then series all of them. This is just the biggest, nastiest bowl of spaghetti that I may have ever made.
One could even call it a spaghetti nightmare.
Oh, I see what you did there. Dak's making a reference to the Spaghetti Nightmare video, which if you haven't watched it, you should. Because I have more subscribers than that video got views, which means some of you guys never watched the Spaghetti Nightmare video. I had fun making that video. After this, we should have... Okay, we got to put one more into the series. Right here and right here. And then we can wire that into crossover, and then we can test this out and see if it works. So, we've only been doing this for like 4 hours. I love these cameras. They produce beautiful images, but they do get hot after a while. And our mids. I'm so ready to see how this works. We can't really turn it up much though, because it's kind of nighttime now. We have neighbors. But I mean, at least see how it sounds hooked up. Decide if we want to switch the mids and the sub or not. Alright, there you go. Now I just gotta hook that up to the amp. I'm gonna... Oh my gosh. This is not light at all. Alright, I'm probably not going to play this next part out loud, but we're going to record it anyway. Just because the music is copyrighted that I have on my phone, so you might not be able to hear it, but I'm at least going to find out if it works once this connects. That doesn't sound bad, but I'm definitely switching the mid and the woofer on this crossover. So right now it's, the mid-range is getting roughly 10% more power than the woofers are. So let's change that.
Started in a timeless tradition. Still.
Okay, so these are all wired up. They seem to work fine. I switched the mids and the woofers, might wire them a little bit differently. Definitely gonna clean up the wiring mess in the back of it. But that is what I got for part 1. I'm going to take some time to wire up the next one, do a lot of testing and see how exactly I wanna get these perfect. And then we will do a part 2 video on how these sound. So, if you want early access to that video, because this one's going up on Patreon like a week or so before it goes public, I'll have the Patreon linked in the video description. And as always, if you like this video, please leave a like down below, comment, let me know what you want to see in the future, and don't forget to stick around and subscribe for part 2. See you guys then. Peace.